Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to an honest review of 1972's Terror at Red Wolf Inn. Now, this one was requested to the show by our long-standing Ghoul Gang Certified member, Justine Bourke. So thank you, Justine, for giving us this one.
We got Justine. Justine.
What the fuck did you recommend to us, Justine? Stuart, what have we got ourselves into here? Well, Kofi's not here this week, so I guess I'm going to have to relay the plot myself.
Let me try and do an impression of Kofi. Hang on. So, this girl gets a letter saying she's won a competition, and she phones it up and she says, I didn't enter anything, but then accepts the prize of leaving immediately on a private jet. I don't know why I've gone a bit like ghetto there. I've like... I don't know how I made that transition. But anyway, there's this stupid girl that gets a letter saying she's won a competition. And she calls up and she's like, I didn't enter any competition. And they're like, yeah, but just get on a private jet now. And we're going to send you to a picturesque retreat called Red Wolf Inn. And it looks and sounds lovely. But at the same time, it's kind of like those emails that I get saying that I've won the Nigerian lottery. And I don't respond being like, but I didn't buy a ticket. But anyway, great. Here's my bank account details. I didn't buy the ticket, so it's obviously a scam. I guess there's always some Doris or Regina out there in this case that falls for this
Regina.
shit. That's her name in the film. It's Regina, isn't it?
It is.
There's always some fucking Regina out there that falls for this shit. The only question she actually decides to ask is, will there be boys there?
Got a priority straight. The whole thing with this film is that the Red Wolf Inn is owned by a family of cannibals, and they're luring people in.
This film just started off shit. It wound me up.
It started off shit and it continued. Oh god, Regina. At the start of the film, we're introduced to this character who we're supposed to get on board with and care for them for this film, and she's riding a bike down fucking stairs in public with a Mars bar hanging out her gob.
You never done that?
Only twice. I don't want to say it again. But she quote unquote wins this competition and decides to she lives in a block of flats or something, and she just goes outside and goes, I've won, yay, just shouting to an empty block of flats. What are you doing,
it's like
love?
Top Boy, innit? She owns them flats. Yeah. She's like, Deshane leans over
she
leans over a balcony and she's just like, yeah, I own Summer House.
This is one of the darkest films I have ever seen. It looks like it's filmed at night in the Antarctic with the electric off. Fucked. Wait, mate, they drive to the fucking inn. Regina gets picked up by some guy named John Smith. Ooh, how cryptic. And then they get to the inn, and you can see, the bottom of the letters of the word inn barely visible, and you can tell that, on set, they were quite clearly framing that shot up to be this is the grand reveal. You're gonna see the sign for the fucking hotel or whatever it is.
I know you've mentioned John Smith there. So obviously she gets greeted by baby John, even though he's clearly 25 years old. I expected him to be hey, I'm Murder McJohn. He went for baby John Smith, which, to be honest, is just a bit uninspiring for someone that's going to eat your face, isn't it?
Just, yeah, meh.
When they get there, they sit down for their first meal together, and the film just awkwardly focuses on everyone eating for far too long, and it's just, it's like they tried to fill time with just eating, and they focus in loads on the meat, so it was pretty obvious it was going to be cannibalism. What really annoyed me, I don't know if you noticed, was the dad eating the corn, because for some reason they put extra sound effects over the top to accentuate the corn crunching.
Oh my goodness me.
So for no reason whatsoever, it was just like... There was no need for it. It was just so pointless. That whole section just was 5 minutes long at the start of the film of just people eating dinner. There was just no need for it.
The grandparents who own the inn are oh, you need to get your dinner. It's important that you eat. You must have some food. And there's about 4 scenes where it's just a fucking banquet.
We get it. You're trying to fatten them up, but it's just a bit silly.
They're making some sandcastles on the beach, Regina and John, and they both kind of decide to kiss each other, but they're just hesitatingly leaning into each other, and they're just hovering in front of each other's face for a minute, and it's fucking what you doing?
The thing is, she's not weird in the film. He is. He's made out to be a bit special and obviously controlled by the parents, and like that shows a bit later on in the film that he's just a complete fucking weirdo. But like, she's not meant to be weird. Obviously, she's a bit thick. She's not meant to be odd in that sense. Like you say, there's kissing for like 60 seconds back and forth, and then finally it's interrupted. It's fishing line catching a shark.
Yes!
What the fuck does he do? Picks it up by his tail, just smashes it off a rock.
On the beach!
What the fuck? And then when when he's done it, he gives it the old 1-2, 1-2, left right combo, doesn't he?
Starts punching it
Yeah.
after he smacked it off the beach, and while he's smacking it off the beach, he's just shouting, "Shark! Shark!"
And the best bit is she's just looking at him, and he finishes just fucking pummeling it, and then just looks at her and goes, "I think I love you," and just walks off. And but the bit that I enjoyed the most is she obviously decides, well, I'm going to bury the body of this shark, but instead of digging a hole, she just leaves it on the top of the sand and just tries to flick a few handfuls of sand on the top of it.
She's just undigging the sand.
That was, to be fair, it was the only bit of the film I enjoyed.
Well, then later he punches a fucking dog as well. And Regina gets attacked by a dog, which he then kills with an axe before punching it. There's fucking a bit of the dinner table, like Regina's like the only person left now. Like, she's forced to eat a bit of human flesh and stuff. The grandma implies that they're going to kill Regina. She's next on the menu. But by this point, because of the kissing and the shark battering, John has a bit of a soft spot for Regina. So he just starts flipping out like, "No, she's mine, 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 mine." Like the Seagulls off Finding Nemo.
I was going to say, that's exactly what that is. This for me is why we shouldn't let fans dictate what we watch.
Fuck you, Justine.
Yeah.
You can tell it's like a micro-budget film.
Yeah.
But has a bit of a cult following, mainly due to it being, you know, seen as one of the first horror comedies. Yeah, Justine, thank you, or fuck you, for suggesting this for us to watch. And if you do want to watch it, it is fully available on YouTube. But other than that, that was our honest review of Terror at Red Wolf Inn. Since this is now proof that we take fan requests from time to time, it's not going to be all the time. If you want to suggest anything for the show, then throw it in the comments down below, and while you're en route to do that, slap the subscription button. Stu, you've been Stu, and
Yep.
anything else to add, sir?
I've been very depressed having to watch this film, so thank you, Justine.
I don't know what else to say.
Don't say anything. Just end now. Let her think about what she's done.
Actions and consequences, Justine.
Let this be a lesson to you all.